The celebrities are gossiping about drama amid Baldoni, right? They did this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke, this really silly joke.
They know that they've completely lost.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have just been shut out by Hollywood in the most embarrassing way imaginable because the former golden couple is now being branded as calculated manipulators who fooled everyone around them.
The majority of people I'm reading are not okay that he went and joked about such a serious thing.
And when even their closest A-list friends are quietly stepping back, it becomes obvious that their dominance is officially finished.
The hypocrisy and the fraudulence there that the public is picking up on. They weren't the first to do this. It was Blake Lively, it was Ryan Reynolds, this was their strategy, and now they kind of want to put the genie back in the bottle. But guess what? The genie does not want to go back in the bottle. The genie likes to be free, okay? And we're now all...
For years, the two perfected the illusion that they were Hollywood's greatest success story, with Blake selling a carefully crafted, relatable girl who bakes and curates Instagram perfection image, and Ryan leaning into his non-stop walking meme persona.
Ryan Reynolds on the Enneagram is a psycho. That's what he is. He's just a psycho. His number is psycho.
But then reality hit hard, and it became clear that behind the polished PR surface, they are just another troubled Hollywood couple who believed they were untouchable, and their biggest mistake was assuming they would never be held accountable, which their recent scandals clearly proves.
He's just being his funny Deadpool self, guys. So ironic, and it's so funny. He's like mocking the situation. And I do want to point out the homie Kevin Costner behind him.
And then came the memes. Because the internet has completely ripped apart their public images, stripping away Blake's self-righteous feminist act and demolishing Ryan's self-aware comedian routine, as every clip from their SNL disaster, every awkward interview, and every hypocritical statement they've made over the years resurfaces to haunt them in the worst possible way.
There were other people as well who didn't find it to be entertaining and were just sort of like, okay. And you could see that they didn't want to be inserted into, I guess, what you could now refer to his various Deadpool scenes.
Hollywood has fully turned its back on them, as studios no longer want them. Brands are running for cover, fellow actors are embarrassed to be linked to them, fans have walked away, and worst of all, the internet will never let them forget it.
So direct knowledge tell TMZ, lots of the stars who attended the events on Sunday were confused as to why Blake and Ryan appeared on the show while they battled it out in court surrounding the movie It Ends With Us.
Let's start with the disaster that was It Ends With Us. Released in August 2024, a film that pulled in a massive $351 million worldwide on a $25 million budget, but is now remembered not for success, but for becoming one of the messiest legal battles Hollywood has seen in years. All tracing back to Blake Lively and her frantic attempts to play the victim while controlling the narrative.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to...
Blake, always eager to play the role of the wronged victim, accused director Justin Baldoni of harassment, claiming he created a hostile work environment filled with unwanted advances and inappropriate comments, painting a picture of the worst on-set experience imaginable. Yet those accusations conveniently appeared only after she realized her influence over the film wasn't as strong as she expected.
Blake sensed she had a hit on her hands, and as soon as that happened, she took over. Complete control of that movie, brought in A-list producer, everybody else, and steamrolled the entire...
And how convenient that in December 2024, right before the holidays, she rushed to file a complaint with the California Civil Rights Department to guarantee maximum media attention, but Baldoni refused to stay silent and fired back with a $400 million lawsuit against Blake, Ryan, and their entire PR team, accusing them of defamation, extortion, and trying to seize control of his movie.
Have a Deadpool. She kind of lost it and had to be meticulously controlling every piece of the movie, which was not her place.
Imagine being so obsessed with control that you land yourself in a multi-million-dollar legal nightmare simply because someone wouldn't let you take over their project. And as if that chaos wasn't enough, these two somehow thought mocking the situation on live television was a smart move.
See, he is not pleased. He just doesn't find it to be funny. He seems to be trying to look to see if he can catch Blake's face there. And he just didn't find it funny. He did not break character once. He just was like, okay. And there were other people as well who didn't find it to be
At Saturday Night Live's 50th anniversary in February 2025, Ryan Reynolds delivered a masterclass in failing to read the room by joking about the legal battle, a move that predictably blew up in his face, as making jokes while your wife is drowning in lawsuits is never a good idea.
For his sincerity, his ability to connect with people, regular people outside of the Hollywood bubble, many women who have actually survived sexual abuse, sexual harassment.
Hollywood responded exactly as expected by dragging them through the mud, with The Hollywood Reporter publishing a cover story about their downfall, prompting Blake to dismiss it as sexist and demeaning, even though she had no issue manipulating the media when it suited her agenda.
This was weird. I think this is weird to have Ryan Reynolds there, specifically when his ex's husband also
That's another thing.
is on that show. Also, to note that, yes, they've hosted before in 2009 and a couple.
Social media showed no mercy as fans and critics flooded Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram calling them out for their performative behavior, while backlash became relentless and hashtags like #CancelLivelyReynolds began trending, proving people were done with their constant victim narrative.
Jack the movie, threatened everybody, got involved, over-exaggerated complaints. And then when the movie was a hit, but she wasn't seen as a hit, she was seen as the problem, that's when everything went.
Industry insiders also weighed in, revealing that many Hollywood figures who once viewed the couple as untouchable are now keeping their distance, with some warning that the way Blake and Ryan handled this disaster could permanently damage their careers in an industry known for blacklisting people overnight.
And SH'd her while on the movie set. One source who was at 30 Rock for the taping tells us Blake and Ryan were the talk of the entire evening, and many people avoided them.
The real twist is the hypocrisy, as Ryan Reynolds, who built his career on being the relatable funny guy, suddenly isn't funny when the jokes are on him, and Blake, who spent years cultivating an image of grace and professionalism, is now exposed as the manipulative figure she truly is, proving Hollywood sweethearts were actually its biggest frauds.
The celebrities are gossiping about drama amid Baldoni.
Asking why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were even there.
They did this publicity stunt last night where they went on SNL and Ryan Reynolds made this silly joke, this really silly joke.
Their professional lives are now in freefall, with multiple upcoming projects shelved, studios pulling away, endorsement deals disappearing faster than Blake's credibility, brands refusing to touch them, and fans realizing for the first time that charm alone won't save them.
How's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
Ryan's carefully crafted cool, self-aware persona is also unraveling, because when multiple directors and co-stars refuse to work with you, it becomes clear that you are the common denominator.
She doesn't have a Deadpool. She kind of lost it and had to be meticulously controlling every piece of the movie.
Tim Miller, the original Deadpool director, walked away from the franchise because working with Ryan was unbearable, and co-star TJ Miller made it clear he wouldn't work with him again under any circumstances, which is a major red flag when even the people who helped make you successful want nothing to do with you.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually
SH'd.
harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation.
Meanwhile, Blake's Golden Girl image is collapsing, as the woman who portrayed herself as the perfect Hollywood wife and mother is now revealed to throw tantrums when things don't go her way, flipping between strong independent actress and helpless victim whenever it suits her.
Spot on, and wisely calling it out for what it is. And apparently now comfortable doing some more interviews, given that, Blake and Ryan are out there on one of the biggest stages, addressing, sort of alluding to it when they're trying to tell everyone to stop talking or stop defending themselves. They're allowed to go out on the red carpet and play like.
At the end of the day, they believed their carefully constructed personas and PR tactics would protect them forever, but audiences are exhausted by the legal drama, the media circus, and the failed damage control, and everything is collapsing with no realistic path back.
Used as to why Blake and Ryan appeared at the show while they battle it out in court with Baldoni over drama surrounding the movie. It ends with a.
They built their careers on being Hollywood's most likable couple, but once the industry turns against you, sarcasm and charm won't save you, and Hollywood has clearly had enough.
Well, we're sort of just noticing that Blake Lively was not the nicest person.
Their careers are now nosediving fast, with studios canceling or freezing projects and collectively questioning why they were still giving these two opportunities in the first place.
Everybody in Blake Lively's camp was shopping around what they claimed to be HR complaints to various tabloids and publications, namely TMZ, Daily Mail, and the New York Post.
Blake was set to star in a major HBO drama that has now quietly fallen apart, while Ryan's Deadpool future is suddenly uncertain, which says everything when even Disney hesitates, despite its tolerance for bad press.
It would have been wiser for them to take the mediation route, to settle, okay? To say, we cannot win this. But I can tell you that that's not exactly a planned route of escape for them anymore.
Endorsement deals are vanishing as brands distance themselves from scandal. Blake's fashion and lifestyle partnerships have been cut, mom-friendly sponsorships have dropped her, and Ryan's aviation gin empire is fading as companies refuse to market someone tied to national controversy.
So there was mediation, like there was an idea of mediation, and both sides, your side and Blake's, shot it down. Were you open to mediating this, and the other side said no? Because I don't understand why this could and should end, but it has to be them, right?
Hollywood insiders say fellow actors are distancing themselves, unfollowing the couple on social media, and treating them as radioactive, which in celebrity terms means complete social exile.
A lot of question and confusion and frustration due to what your wife's behavior was. The way your wife took over that movie was shameful. And never because he's a harasser. No, everything I'm gathering, the truth of this story, it seems to be Blake sensed she had a hit on her hands.
Even their talent agencies are reportedly reconsidering contracts, warning studios to stay away to avoid lawsuits, financial loss, and sheer embarrassment.
They showed up to try to make light, to sort of poke fun and seem likable and see everything's cool, guys, right? No, that's why they attended. And everyone's still in shock over it, myself included.
The financial nightmare continues as the Lively Baldoni trial is scheduled for March 2026, and this isn't a minor celebrity spat, because Baldoni is coming for everything and dragging Ryan and their entire PR operation into the fight.
This is your first appearance to go out and about after all the drama to show up on Scarlett Johansson's husband's show. Colin Jost, her husband, a big deal, big head writer over at Saturday Night Live. Or anybody who had the guts to say, sit down, dragon. Just something would have just kicked it up a notch to actually be, the Saturday Night Live we'd expect it to be. But no, it was very safe and it was very not funny.
Legal fees are piling up at an unsustainable rate. And while Blake and Ryan are wealthy, they aren't immune to bleeding money if this battle drags on much longer.
I don't think anybody who's been accused of heinous, arguably what are crimes, is on vacation.
Sources suggest they may try to settle, but Baldoni has no reason to back down, and while Blake and Ryan attempt to spin the story once again, their public image is already beyond repair as fans who once adored them have turned away.
They're out there celebrating, making jokes, making light of it, which Justin Baldoni's legal team could absolutely use against them in justice.
Their social media numbers are crashing, with Blake losing followers rapidly and Ryan facing the realization that his lovable persona no longer convinces anyone.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation.
Online backlash has become nonstop, with hashtags trending, memes going viral, and every move they make instantly mocked, leaving them with no escape from internet judgment.
Words that we heard were they were confused as to why they would be there and involved in this way.
Even their damage control efforts have failed, as defensive statements feel hollow and insincere to audiences who now see through the carefully maintained facade.
Victim is instead looking a lot more like Amber Heard. How did that work out?
Compared to other celebrity collapses like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Blake's attempt at a smear campaign failed completely because she lacked credibility, while Baldoni flipped the script with a $400 million lawsuit that destroyed any chance of a graceful comeback.
Bad move. And honestly, to me, the lesson is A, be a good person. But B, if you're a Hollywood star or any sort of a public figure, would you just please take your licks in the press and shut up about it?
like Ellen DeGeneres and Will Smith before them. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are discovering that once Hollywood turns on you, protection disappears fast, and repeated PR disasters, mocked lawsuits, and fake victim narratives are far more damaging than a single moment of bad judgment.